See, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns, those who dig. You dig.
Finish him!
Good evening, all. So awesome to be here. Welcome to day one of the official Wargaming World of Tanks Blitz Twister Cup online finals for the EU server. This is Rolling Swarm coming to you live. There is going to be a 5-minute stream delay. So just so you know, I am going to be seeing comments in chat. But unfortunately, I won't be. I probably won't be able to keep up with you in real time. There's a couple of my friends tonight that have joined me on some community events that will be moderating the chat and should be able to keep you guys suitably entertained there. So huge! This is the first of what promises to be a very, very grueling series of round robin events. So the round robins are going to be best of 5 matches. So it's the first team to 3 victories that takes it. 8 teams in this round robin. These are the guys that came through the Twister Preliminaries, defeated all of the competition to be here. So they deserve the spots that they have. The teams that you're seeing in front of you right now are the best of the best at the moment on the EU server. Of course, there's going to be some other very, very competitive esports teams in the running through the Ascent tournament for the wildcard slot. It's worth bearing that in mind. But these guys, these teams, Easy, All-Star, First Alliance, Not So Simple, LOCA, Rez is back, Ready to Kill, Raid, Legion, and Big Game. Big Game, also like to be known as Team Fearless or Fearless, worth bearing in mind. These are the guys that came through the Twister Preliminaries. And they have... It's a busy schedule, let's be honest. It's 7 days, 2 best of 5s each day. At the end of it, each team will have played every other team in this group of 8 twice. So it's very, very fair, very, very balanced. What is going to be happening is a win gives a team 1 point and a loss gives them 0 points. So potentially, assuming any teams in this group of 8 go through undefeated, they'll accrue 14 points. The top 4 teams from this group of 8 in the round robin, they will be going through into a double eliminations, which is a best of 7, and that's going to be played later on in October. The winner of that double elimination series in the grand finals will go on to represent the European region server at the offline finals in Minsk, coming up against teams from North America, Asia, Russia, and China that went through the same process. The runners-up to the grand final on the European server and the Russian server will play one another, and the winner of that match will play the winner of the finalists for the Ascent tournaments, the top echelon championship. For the Russian server and the European server. So at this stage, on the online finals, the 8 teams you're seeing in front of you, they've got a really good chance. Right now, there's still everything to prove. We've got a lot of ground to cover. They've got a lot of games to play. It's going to be this evening, and then same time again Thursday this week and Sunday. And then again next week, we're going to, I believe it's Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, but you'll be able to double check the dates going through the portal, looking at the in-game chat and the like. So while we're on the topic of the portal, if by the vagaries of chance you're watching this directly on my YouTube channel, please don't. You're not getting Twister coins. I recommend that you follow the link in the description at the bottom. You log in to your Wargaming account, go in through the portal, and then you can get Twister coins just for watching the stream, which is awesome. And then you can unlock, you know, the crates and things, get more fan points for your team, maybe get some gold, get some tank rewards, maybe get a fan banner for use during your games at World of Tanks Blitz. So really, really recommend that you go in through the portal. You don't watch this directly on the YouTube page. You go in through the portal either through the in-game client or through the website. So having a look at these teams now, well, it's currently, as I'm speaking, it is 7:45. So the game invites are going to be out in about 10 minutes or so. The first match is going live at 8 p.m. this evening. So let's just have a look. Let's talk through the teams. I don't know if you're like me. I've been following the esports scene on Blitz now, on the European server at least, since the first Twister Cup, since 2016, and I find it absolutely fascinating. Obviously, everyone should be familiar with Legion, and this is the team that I'm going to be following throughout the round-robin series. Obviously led by Thomas. These guys are the current world champions, holder of the Twister World Cup from 2017. They were also at the offline finals for the Twister Cup in 2016, so they've done a really solid job of representing the European region server so far, been very, very dominant. However, earlier this year, they lost out to Ready to Kill, R2K, in the professional tournament, and it was actually R2K that went on to represent the European server at the Mobile Masters in Seattle. And although they didn't manage to clinch the victory there, they were finalists and gave an absolutely stunning performance on behalf of the European server. So Legion, these guys are, I would say, arguably number 1 or number 2 seed. And up there with them, it's Ready to Kill, which is led by Zerd. He's their captain. These guys, if you've seen them in game in randoms or unranked, if they've been on the green team, you've probably been very happy. If they've been on the red team, you know, you've probably had quite a bad time of it. These guys are really skilled players. All the players you're seeing here are very, very skilled, but R2K in particular are well renowned for their elite gameplay, and the win rate just goes there to testify. So for me, my analysis at least, R2K and Legion are the top seeds in my mind. This is my personal opinion. Obviously, that stands to be proven wrong as we go through the round robin series and we start seeing some results. This is all just theory crafting, speculation at the moment. Then next in line, now one, First Alliance, not so simple. A very, very storied clan on the European server. A lot of Russian speakers. They've featured heavily in lots of tournaments in the past. They've got a great in-game reputation. They're a very, very strong team, very, very coordinated. And I'm very confident that these guys are going to perform well in this series. They've got a good pedigree. They've just missed out in previous tournaments, large-scale tournaments organized by Wargaming. And this could be the one for them. This could be the tournament, the First Alliance, finally seal the deal and take home the top prize. Joining one now, Easy, the European All-Stars. This is a bit of an odd clan. It's a bit of a mix. They are some of the best players, the battle commanders, the clan leads, however you want to look at it. They're some of the best players from a range of different clans. Let's just actually see, maybe we can go into their clan profile and get some information on them here. Yeah, so, nope. There we go. Easy, EU All-Stars. I'm sure you recognize these clans here. The Mates, Fox, BHBP, Tesher, PF, Czech. Some of the best players from these clans banded together and formed a new esports focused clan, like a very, very pure elite esports clan. And I believe these guys are head and shoulders above the other teams in terms of the crates. They've got so much support from around the server. They're definitely the crowd favorite, at least, and hopefully their fans will be rewarded by a good performance by this clan. They're relatively new, especially compared to the likes of First Alliance and Legion. So they have a lot to prove, but you know, I just looking at the player names here, I know so many of these players in game just by reputation. Not on a personal level, I just know, I recognize these player names and I know that they are amazing players. So it's going to be really interesting to see how those guys synergize together. And then joining them kind of in my take on the middle of the pack, it's Raid. Raid is another very old school clan. They're German speaking, so they're drawing from a limited player base. But again, they go back a long way. They've got a lot of experience together. They had a lot of experience in tournaments, and although they kind of dropped off the radar early this year, late in 2017, word on the grapevine is these guys are back with a vengeance. We've got some old players returning. They're back training regularly. They're tryharding, basically. And these guys could be a big upset to some of the aforementioned teams that we might consider will be more strongly in the running to take the title of EU champions. So Raid are definitely one to watch. I would put them in the middle of the pack with First Alliance and All Stars. Then we've got Big Game, Team Fearless, headed up by RG. These guys, some people would call them Legion's second team. I think that would be misleading. If you look at the guys on this team, if they were in any other clan, it wouldn't be the second team. WoTB is a former deputy of One. Vice is also from One. He was actually part of R2K's squad that went to Seattle for the Mobile Masters. Dimebag Barrel, he played with Legion top team for many years, many games. I believe Thomas might correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I think I've seen Dimebag playing in lots of tournaments alongside some of the Legion top team guys. Romker, also an R2K player, played a lot with some Russian clans in the past as well. Last AFK and Dada, very, very experienced and talented players in Clan Wars. So I wouldn't call them the second team. I would say Team Fearless is a team in its own right. And, you know, they've got some kinks to work out, but they're definitely one to watch as a dark horse. If they can get organized, if they can get themselves together into an effective unit, they could definitely make the top 4 cut. And then LOCA. Now, LOCA, I love this team. They had a great performance in the Blitz event community, Blitz Pro League. Really, really strong. LOCA is one of the oldest clans on the European server. And they kind of died off a bit from the clan war scene. They went a bit quiet for a while. And then, you know, the guys that you're seeing in front of you rallied together, formed a very good core of eSports players, put together a team, and they've been showing themselves to be very, very dominant in the performances that they put forwards in tournaments over the last couple of months. And so although I personally am seeding them lower out of the 8 teams that we're seeing in front of us, that's not to say that they're not competitors, because everyone, all of the 8 teams here, deserve to be here. And you've got to keep your eye on all of them. And then we've got Rez. Rez is back. Now, these guys, lower average win rate doesn't mean that much when it comes to Clan Wars and esports. It's all about strategies, organization, and coordination. So scrub the win rate from your mind. These guys are very, very talented. You might have seen some of these players in the Mates, another old school EU server clan. Now, they formed a good unit in the Mates, and they've broken off to form this team. Rez is back, and they had a great performance in the Twister Preliminaries. They're here in the top 8. They're gonna have they've got some really stiff competition. There is no denying it. They're up against the best, you know, the best teams on the EU server. I know there are some other teams like Elements, who is next, BHBP. You know, some really, really strong clans that didn't make it through the preliminaries but are now in the running on the Ascent tournaments. So there's still everything to play for. Okay, brilliant. The room is up. I'm set as a spectator. Fantastic. So, as I might have mentioned earlier, the videos on my channel are going to be following the Legion top team, the Legion clan, the main team from Legion, current holders of the World of Tanks Blitz Twister Cup from 2017. So the first match this evening is going to be starting at 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time. It's Legion versus LOCA. And for you, those of you who have tuned in a little bit late, the stream is running on a 5-minute delay, so there should be, well, there's no risk of anybody knowing the other team's lineup before the game starts, which is good. Stream sniping, it's a thing. It can happen if you don't have the delay. Obviously, everyone taking part in this tournament is consummate professional, so they wouldn't be doing that. But it'll be very interesting to see in the lineups how quickly they come in and what tanks they're going to be taking. So it's a supremacy game. We're going to have a battle to control 3 caps, and the overall victory conditions, it's a best of 5. And the first map is Vineyards. This map was recently reworked, so it's not completely locked in terms of a meta in Clan Wars. We're still seeing some interesting tricks and surprises being developed by teams, and certainly in the run-up to this, the online finals, this round robin, I know that all of the teams involved have been training like crazy, testing new strats, different tank compositions, counters, counter-counters, you name it. And they have been working very, very hard over the last couple of weeks to make sure that this happens. So we're just going to let these guys settle up. We've got 3 minutes to go before the game starts. And I don't know if we can see Legion, if Legion are in the queue. I'm imagining Legion are in the queue, but we can't see them. I'm not sure, not 100%. But this is the first stream of many, and so once this is done, we'll know how it's working. Ah, there we go. Okay. Blast, left nut, great. These guys are coming in. With Legion, it's worth bearing in mind that the players that are on this team are it's a very consistent squad. I think really the only new player is Lefnut. Originally from the Who Is Next clan, a Finnish player, but I believe all the other players, Binny, Blast, NG, Eggy, Oxbow, Papasten, Gangdalf and Thomas have been playing together for a number of years on World of Tanks Blitz, and so they have tons of experience together. They're such an organized unit, and often during the kind of the off-season tournaments, although they put the time in, they play ranked, they play tournaments, they play random battles, they don't work as hard as they do in the run-up to these big tournaments. And what you might see tonight is, if you've been following other tournaments or you've been coming up against Legion in some, you've been unlucky enough to come up against them in a tournament series this year, what you might see now is a very, very different team. They are going to be taking this deadly seriously. But for Legion, this first matchup, it's not the, I think sports psychology wise for these guys, this isn't going to be the toughest matchup that they're facing. Certainly for LOCA though, the tables are turned. They are kind of, for a first game for LOCA, this is a really, it's a trial by fire. It's a good way to start, shall we say. It's a really good way to start. Now, looking at the compositions here, Legion, they're ready. They haven't been shuffling tanks around for quite a while now. We've got Thomas in the 113, Binny IS7, Blast IS4, NG 268, Gangdalf 113, Leftnut 268, and Papasten in the 113. So we're looking at 3 113s, 2 268s, and IS4, IS7. Those new Chinese heavies featuring quite strongly. The 268 with the buffs to the gun traverse and handling, I believe, as well. It's starting to be a bit more dominant in Clan Wars, and the Russian heavies, stalwart favourites. LOCA still finalising their lineup. Foxy in a 113 by Azrael IS4, Dr. Redline Grill, Clan LOCA IS7, Karalek Bachat Survivor 99 in the 113, and Brinja in a Bachat as well. So really diverse lineups here. What we're seeing is a really mobile approach by Clan LOCA, like really mobile. And they are coming up against a much heavier line. Oh no, looking at this blast, you've got the raid fan banner. How could you? Look at the coordination there by LOCA. 6 fan banners. They've been getting those twisted coins, unlocking those crates, clan crates. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, so dropping into the free cam mode now. Just getting reacquainted with the controls. Lots of speed boosts being dropped by Legion. They're the blue team playing off of the north spawn. Double bat shots, Brinjar and well, Brinny and Karalek bat shots from LOCA playing mobile. Brinsniger first into the B cap. Karalek getting some vision and mobility. Lovely camouflage there. That was one of the rewards from making there. But Karalek taking a hit, spotted. Managed to spot Gangnath, Papasten and Thomas. Everything all to play for here at the moment. The points are tied up neck and neck. LOCA have a slight point advantage. They're a fraction of a second quicker on the clock than Legion. And what we're seeing here, we've got Binny Legion in the IS-7. He's got Blast in the IS-4 off to his left. Blast is locking down the C-Cap area. He's Legion's leftmost man. Binny is playing a very strong position here in the middle, going hull down. Doesn't quite get the hit in on Azrael. Bounced there by Clan LOCA. Binny is the linchpin here for Legion. He's got a very key role in kind of spotting tanks, controlling this area. And it's Papasten taking a big hit there. The 113 has got a really, really soft sidearm, a strong turret. And if you can get the chassis angled up quite well, it can work wonders. But unfortunately, if you over-angle that chassis, or even if you just expose it a little bit, you can take a lot of damage. But what we're seeing here, Legion are pushing across into the C-Cap area. Now, if they can get this uncontested, this is going to give them a distinct advantage over LOCA. But Blast taking a big hit there by the grill. Dr. Redline having to push back, and it's a huge HE roll. Must have been a 268 there. 911 HP down from Dr. Redline. Blast and Thomas... Thomas, surely he's unspotted. He's gonna cap C. Blast is gonna have to be careful that he doesn't bleed too much HP in return. Looks like LOCA are flexing across the other side of the map. They might try and make a push on A, but Papasten in the 113, he's backed up. He's got a lot of support. He's got Lefnut in the 268 there, and even NG in the 268 off to his left can provide a really good fire support. But there we go. That is LOCA making the push for A. They're going to try and get the cap lead back in their favor. Looking at the hit points though, LOCA are on top of Legion in terms of hit points. That's great. Not much in it though. Not much in it at all. Hit points neck and neck. Cap points still in the favor of Legion. But if LOCA can stop the clock on A, they might be able to give themselves... Well, they're going to stop the gap from increasing. But Survivor not managing to lock in the cap there. With Brinjar and the Batjack coming up to support. But he's spotted. He could take a big hit here if Lefnut gets the reload in. And Foxy taking huge hits. Key bounce there by Foxy, absolutely key. Survivor also bleeding damage. The 113s by LOCA not really in a strong position. Survivor's pushing on Papasten. He's going for the kill. Bounces off the chassis of Papasten. Papasten doing a great job there of pulling back. And now Survivor 99 is in a world of hurt. Papasten fluffing the shot. Papasten getting another bounce in though. Can he get the reload on Survivor 99? Brinsiger in the distraction, and oh, that was I think there was a bit of a misplay there, because we've now got 2 guns down from Legion. Survivor 99 goes down. Cap point still in the favor of Legion, but the mobility and the guns are in the favor of LOCA. Lefnut chasing Brinjar. Brinjar is having to run away. Lefnut fluffs the shot. Foxy's looking low. Foxy's looking very, very low, but he's potentially going to be able to take down Binny. Yes, he does. Key move there by Foxy. Foxy doing a really good job to stay alive this long. And it's all boiling down in the city here. It's 3 guns left on the table for Legion. They've just lost the cap lead as LOCA managed to secure A. They've got 2 guns on Legion. Make that 1 gun over Legion as NG in the 268 takes down by Azrael. Now Dr. Redline in the grills coming in. He's going to try and finish off Thomas. Yes, there we go, and it looks like LOCA will be able to take this one. They just have to keep Karalek and Foxy safe. NG in the 268 finishes Dr. Redline, but it's not enough. And that is a really, really, really good start for LOCA. It's a best of 5, so every match is absolutely vital. First team to 3 victories takes the win. Really strong performance there. Looking at the damage output, it's 13k damage inflicted by LOCA, and just under 13, but damage is almost neck and neck. One medium shot between it, but LOCA managing to keep their guns in the game. And look at that, I think the bat chats were key to LOCA there. Really important in terms of their strategy. We've got a minute and a half before the next game. The spawns are going to swap, so we're going to see Legion on the blue team when we go into the game. They're red now, but they're going to be starting in the south spawn. LOCA, the green team, are going to be starting up in the north. So really promising stuff here. If LOCA can capitalize this, they are going to have Legion massively on the back foot. And this is obviously not the start Legion we're looking for, but for LOCA, this is very encouraging. They're going to have to be careful they don't get complacent. Looking at the lineups, Legion they're chopping it up a little bit. They're getting a bit more flexible. They've dropped one of the 268s, and they've dropped one of the 113s, and in return, they're taking an E5, great hold down, bit of a heavium, and a leopard. That's going to give them a bit more flexibility. Across the table, LOCA have ditched the grill. They've got a 268, a couple of IS4s, so but they're keeping the double bat chats, and that really worked for them in the last game. And the bat chat, it's the only tier 10 light tank, so it is a world unto its own in terms of the meta. Like, if you need a light tank, you can only take the bat chat, but as a clipper, taking 2 of them, the combined mobility, the clipper damage, having 2 tanks moving at the same speed with the same damage output, can really rain down the hurt on the enemies. So here we go, we've swapped up the spawns. LOCA all using the blue camouflage. I approve, boys. Great job, really good organization. I imagine Legion are doing the same. I love to see Clan Wars teams organizing it to the point where they all take the same camouflage. That's a nice touch. So we've got the bat chats calling base A. Obviously, Legion can't see that. We can. Let's actually see what Legion. Well, they're not quite as organized on the camouflage front, but that doesn't actually necessarily mean anything. It's purely an aesthetic comment. So lots of speed boost being dropped by LOCA. They're gonna get land. Look at this double bat chat in on the A cap. Really, they're gonna have that cap so much quicker than Legion could ever hope of having the B cap. Blind fire then. But it doesn't manage to reset the cap. Carolot takes just 1 point of damage. And here we go. We've got Papistan and the Leopard playing the spotting role there. He's managed to light up all 4 tanks on the left and flank of LOCA. Leftnut and Thomas coming up here in the heavy tanks for support. The B cap is taken by NG in the 268. Binny once again in that central choke point. Legion not playing the city here. No C cap. And if we look at the bat chats, they're probably aware of this, and this could be a really good move by LOCA. If they're able to do what Legion did in the first game, if they're able to cap C, but this could be a problem. I'm seeing an issue here. LOCA are telegraphing that they're in the C, but they're not stopping to take names and numbers. They're going through C cap. This could be a really wise move. They're not actually focusing on the cap points, and that could be a trigger for a push by Legion here by Azrael and Clan LOCA, the IS4 and 268, and that is indeed what is happening. We've got a big push here. We've got 2 isolated tanks, and LOCA made a good call by not focusing on the C cap, although there is someone in there now, but they're trying to come in a pincer, but this may not be enough. Blast here pushing forwards. Hit points, 1k in the favor of Legion. Cap points, definitely neck and neck, too close to call. Papistan here. Clan LOCA's got one in the chamber. Oh, brilliant pullback by Papistan. Great move. Clan LOCA's a goner. He's in a world of trouble. Papistan gets one in. He's going to get behind Clan LOCA. He's going to finish him off. Oh no, blast with the kill there. Great move. But NG's down. NG was left isolated on B. And now there's a bit of trouble because Gangdalf and Binny are being focused. Those tanks that moved through C came round through the city. They focused Binny down. Brilliant play by LOCA here. Really strong performance. Look at those bat chats, the mobility. Uprinja and Karolek, they're flanking round. They're both on the reload, working in sync. And Papistan could be in a lot of trouble if those bat chats focus him. But no, they're going for Leftnut, the low HP tank. He gets a key bounce, but Upbringer, I think it's a ram kill. Papasten, he's going to get bled down. No, he's not. He's probably going to survive. He might be able to take down Karolek. Yes, he does. He's actually rocking the European Twister camouflage there. So it's 3-on-3 cap points and caps in the favor of LOCA. Foxy, though. Foxy, oh, he's going down. Thomas is going to get the kill. No, Blast gets the kill. Blast, you're kill stealing everywhere. Okay, now it is Dr. Redline and Upbringer versus, well, Papasten gets taken down by Upbringer. Now it's Thomas and Blast versus Upbringer. It's 2-on-1. Upbringer needs to run away. He can't run away. He's dropped the speed boost. I think he got tracked. Thomas with the kill down to the wire there. In terms of guns and hit points on the table, the cap points not featuring there. It was a good move by LOCA to try and push through C-cap, and I think it might have worked if they hadn't telegraphed. I think if they'd avoided going through C-cap, remaining unspotted, they might have been able to pinch them more effectively, because that wouldn't have triggered the push by Legion into their isolated tanks in the LOCA spawn. Looking at the damage here, 1.3k more inflicted by Legion, and they managed to keep Thomas and Blast in the 113s in the game. Great performance. So it's 1 apiece on Vineyards. Moving now another Supremacy game on Fort Despair, an all classic map. So it's going to be very interesting to see. You know, we're going to a completely different map setup. Fort Despair, it's one of the oldest ones in the map pool. The clans have got some fantastically varied strategies. You can see amazing heavy pushes through the middle. You can see bait strategies over the heavy route. You can see fantastic across the map sniping. The sniping spots on this map have been explored 100 times, 1,000,000 times over, probably between all the players and all the eSports players and all the tank splits. So it'll be very interesting to see what's happening here. Looking at the lineup, LOCA 3 mouse tanks. You've got to bet that they're pushing, well, they're going to be banking on a really strong push maneuver here. 3 113s, an IS-7, 3 mouse tanks, 7 heavy tanks. Gone are the days of the 2016 Twister medium meta where it was the Object 140 and T62 Alpha that we saw in every game. The heavy tanks here, particularly in Supremacy, a force to be reckoned with. And across the table at Legion, also going very, very heavy. Not as heavy. They're not taking any mouse tanks. And the IS-4s from Legion could be a good counter to the mouse tanks if LOCA are not especially coordinated in their pushes. And the 268 as well could be a really good choice by Legion. A TD up against 7 heavy tanks really goes a long way to neutralizing the armor and HP advantage that a pure heavy lineup can bring. So let's see, we've got LOCA red team south spawn, and we've got Legion blue team north spawn, getting up into the free cam mode, which is really cool. You can use it on PC. The control list, which I didn't know until very, very recently, is available on the World of Tank Splits forums. It's super useful. So if you do use free cam and you're not familiar with controls, go check that out. Having a look now at the push, Legion taking a very, very balanced approach. We've got tanks fanning out. They're stacking up passively behind C. We've got Papasten, Gangdelf, Thomas, and Leftnut here playing quite passively. And there's a hit by Thomas, or possibly Gangdelf, into Clan LOCA. The first bit of damage there being done. And Legion, Oxbow, and Blast off wide, overlooking A. And then the 268, NG in the back. He's able to provide covering fire across lots of different angles. And Dr. Redline pushing way too aggressively. This is one of those baiting strategies I was talking about. Great trading here. The HP advantage was initially in the favor of LOCA, but they pushed into a bait strategy. Now we're going to have to see the flex by Legion because the push is coming. We've got 4 tanks here coming from LOCA on the right. 3 tanks coming, well, 2 tanks coming from LOCA on the left. And it's going to be descending into a brawl, into absolute carnage. And Clan LOCA's down. The angles of fire in the favor of Legion, and I think this is the bait strategy. The counter strategy is favoring Legion. They're about 3k hit points ahead. They're 1 gun up. Leftnut's going down. He's holding on very well. Dr. Redline finished off by NG. I'm gonna call this one for Legion. What a great bait strat. What a great counter push. Brilliant work by NG in the 268, covering fire. Great flex by Oxbow on the right-hand flank. Didn't over-engage to A, and now it's 6 guns onto 2 by Azrael in the IS-7 and Upbringer in the Mouse. Going to be finished off, and it was a good start by LOCA, managing to beat Legion on the first map on Vineyards. But here we've got by Azrael, certainly just a matter of time before he's burnt down. Blast, another kill steal. I think Blast is doing this on purpose, but really great performance there by Legion. And that was that bait strategy that we were talking about. Super effective. They read the lineup by LOCA really well, I think. And certainly they had more flexibility. LOCA, by taking 3 mouse tanks, kind of backed themselves into a corner. And if you look at the damage inflicted, it's more than double done by Legion. And LOCA, they were right to make the push, but I think they bled too many hit points on the way in. And ultimately they got themselves trapped in a bit of a pocket. And Legion were able to kind of close the noose, get lots of different angles of fire working in there. And that finished these guys off. Okay. Oh, best of 5, first to 3. Huh. There we go. My mistake, my apologies. We still got one more to go. I thought that was that, and that we were one and done. But actually, no, it is the first to 3 victories because it's the best of 5. So LOCA is still in the running. I need more coffee, apparently. So we're going to be going back into Fort Despair, swapping the spawns. LOCA looks like they're ditching the mouse tanks. It's good to see that they've got a diverse repertoire of strategies to deploy here. And E3, with the buffs that it has recently, it's a very strong choice in the right kind of strategies. And set up a T62 Alpha, good mobility, great DPM. If you can get it on the flank there, Clan LOCA could have an absolute field day. Across the table, another E3. We may be seeing some mirror strats here, but actually left nut in the grill. Legion, the slightly more passive team, but with the double TDs, could do a lot of damage if LOCA push in again. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. Let's see. Going in now. Okay, we've got Dr. Redline IS4, Karolek IS4, Clan LOCA T62A, by Azrael E3, Foxy 113, Survivor 99 113, Ufbrinja 113. And then for Legion, Blue Team, South Spawn, Left Nut, Grill, Blast IS4, Papasten IS4, Oxbow IS7, NG E3, Gangdalf and Thomas, WZ113s. That new Chinese heavy tank definitely building a new meta up here at tier 10. Getting into free cam mode once again. Let's see what LOCA are doing to start with. A couple of speed boosts dropped, and they're going right. Not a big focus there on the C cap. Actually, it looks like they're using the mobility of the T62 Alpha to spot C. If he spots the push, he's going to flex away. He's there just to spot passively. Karolek IS4 indicating the top left-hand corner of the minimap there. And we've got Blast in the IS4, Thomas in the 113 pushing across. Lots of tanks spotted, a bit of quick fire shots coming across here. And I think this is a good move by LOCA. They've got Upbringer, Survivor and Foxy here in the 113s. They've got the corner position. And this corner is definitely worth having. If you can get the corner, you can get the crossfire. And Oxbow and Papasten might already be feeling that effect here. Karolek taking a bit of damage. Hit points, neck and neck, nothing to write home about. Thomas and Blast, they've got Left Nut and NG in the TDs backing them up, so they can pull back if needed. But there's three LOCA tanks stacked up here that could push on them. We're going to be looking at a this is classic Clan Wars. It's all about trading effectively, and this is vital. It's your basics, your bread and butter of Clan Wars. For example, by Azrael's down to 50% HP pretty much. And that puts LOCA at a disadvantage straight away. It gives Legion the edge if push comes to shove. And Ufbringer there, he's pushed too aggressively, taking a bit of fire, and this is it. Ufbringer, Survivor, and Foxy in the 113s playing aggressive. Look at the angle there by Blast. Not quite angled enough. Ufbringer can't get the gun of his 113 down. Great response here by Legion. They've flexed the tanks round, and if we have a look at Left Nut. what a field of view he has. He is just going to be having... It's like shooting ducks in a barrel. Foxy there, bleeding HP, even though he's using Upringer and Survivor 99 as a shield. And LOCA ahead of Legion in terms of hit points, but some very, very low tanks all round. Very, very low indeed. Legion, extremely low. This is... I feel like I'm not paying attention to one part and they go down, and there's Papa Sten down in the middle. LOCA dominating the middle fight, and Legion potentially overcommitting to the central fight. And Clan LOCA, the T62A, really, really healthy here. He, in the medium, could be mopping up Legion players towards the end. It's 3 Legion guns down. We've lost Papa Sten, Oxbow, and NG, and LOCA look to be tying this up 2-2. Uffbringer's down as well. But this is... And there goes Foxy, but we've also lost Gangdalf. The T62A playing very passively, left not looking to finish him off. We've got by Azrael, Karalak, and Dr. Redline here closing in on Thomas, and now Blast. Blast, the last man left over here. Can he finish off Survivor? He needs to give Leftnut as many one-shots as humanly possible. Dr. Redline there coming in, look at that, trying to shield his teammate. Dr. Redline doing a great job shielding Survivor. Survivor able to pick up the final kill. Now it's Leftnut in the grill, and LOCA are going to be tying this up 2-2. We're going to be going for a tiebreaker for the third cap point. Big hit there by the E3 into Leftnut. I would have used HE personally, but by Azrael, great choice anyway, managing to knock off 600 HP. Leftnut down on 84. Probably Karalak or Doctor. Yeah, Karalak with a kill in the IS-4. Really, really good play there by LOCA. And I think managing to lock in that corner definitely gave them an edge. But although we missed it on the stream, I think their performance in the middle area was certainly key. A Legion bleeding hit points faster than I could keep up with on the calling. And damage inflicted by LOCA, 3.5k ahead of Legion. Strong performance, and LOCA keeping 4 guns in the game. Brilliant. So now the tiebreaker, we're going on to a completely different map. We're going on to Yamato Harbor. LOCA, the green team on the current queue lineup, are in the north spawn. Legion, red team, will be starting off in the south spawn. Now, we've done some interviews with Thomas Legion in the past on some other community channels, and he is arguably one of the most experienced battle commanders on the European server. And he has said that this map is potentially, he has said that this map is, well, actually, it's not potentially, he said this map is one of the most balanced maps in terms of spawns, in terms of balance of the spawns. So as a tiebreaker, that makes it a good tie-breaking map. You know, having a map that's balanced in spawns on a tiebreaker where the teams only get to play 1 spawn each really kind of goes a long way to nullifying any potential spawn advantages that you might get in such a situation. So 20 seconds to go. Legion, double T62As, please keep that. That's a fantastic. I love seeing medium tanks in an otherwise heavy dominant meta. They're taking double T62s, double 268s, double 113s and IS-4. LOCA, double 113, double mouse, IS-4, STB, E4. Okay, this is going to be quite an interesting lineup. We've got some very divergent strategies on the table here. LOCA are going to be pushing for the sort of the city cap area. Those 2 city caps, the one on the battleship A, which we see over there, and one in the middle B. I anticipate, of course, they may end up doing something completely different. Certainly, I think Legion have got the better lineup for C, although technically the STB, with its good gun depression, good play hull down, could outplay a T62 on the C area. But outplaying 262 alphas, that's another matter entirely. So Karalak here going into the bush area, playing quite passively. I think it's a good move, noting that Legion have got 2 mediums on the field. So it's going to be a bit of a standoff situation over the C-cap area. We're probably going to see most of the action here in the middle. We've got the mouse tank, Uffbrinja, in number 3 stop for LOCA. Also playing passively. This is the tiebreaker. So there's no room for mistakes. Both teams, they have to win this. And there we go. Frinja gets a good shot into the side of Gangdalf there. Gangdalf in the 1-1-3. The 1-1-3, it's such a strong tank in some situations. But then in others, if you can get that side armor, it's such a soft opponent. And a bounce there off Thomas Legion's front chassis. Hit point still neck and neck. The A cap is being secured there by Leftnut. Sneaky. No, apologies. Binny in the IS-4. Sneaky Binny here. And it's Clan LOCA and the mouse coming up to stop the cap, but not quick enough. And Binny should be able to get some damage in there. Low HE roll by Clan LOCA there, going for the reset. Not quite quick enough. Survivor 99. Apologies. Survivor 99 here. Bleeding hit points. Getting out-traded dramatically by Oxbow and Papistan in the T62 Alphas. I think Foxy and Survivor 99 need to rotate hit point pools. I think Survivor's trying to make the 1-1-3 do things that it simply can't. And Clan LOCA and the mouse, where is that fire coming from? The 268 from the left. Was it both 268s? He's lost a lot of hit points and he's relatively isolated. Binny can push on him. Dr. Redline might be able to assist. Dr. Redline's managed to get the B cap there. But I think Binny's going to finish off Clan LOCA. I think Binny should push, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Will Binny push? Is Binny pushing? Binny is pushing. Is he going to finish him off? Oh, a low roll. A low roll. And Clan LOCA is down to 30 hit points. Binny taking some hit there on the rear. Clan LOCA might be able to get one more off into him. Binny with the kill. Great moves there. And it's Karalex down across on the other side of the map. And it's looking very positive for Legion at the moment. NG in the 268 won't be able to get the gun depression there. Foxy and Dr. Redline down. 3 guns left. We've got Ufbringer in the mouse, by Azrael in the E4, and Survivor 99 in the 1-1-3. Papisten's gone down in the T62 Alpha, but there's, I mean, it's 5.8k hit points on the table for Legion with 6 guns. And, well, there we go. Ufbringer manages to take down one more, but it's all over at the end there for LOCA. Legion finally finding their stride and showing a very dominant performance on the final matchup there. And great job Ufbringer in the mouse, 2.2k damage, but his teammates not able to find strong enough positions to engage the Legion players from. I think the Legion's T62 Alpha choice on that C-cap area was very strong, managing to outplay LOCA's 1-1-3. I'm noticing some people on the chat. I'm sorry I can't keep up with the chat and do the commentary at the same time. I'm noticing some people on the chat asking if they're getting Twister coins for watching the streams. If you're watching the stream directly on my channel, no, you are not getting Twister coins. Look at the description on the video. Go to the portal and watch the video through the portal whilst being logged into your Wargaming account, and you will get, or you should get, Twister coins, which you can use to unlock the crates with the fan banners and the gold and the rewards and all the good things in. So let's see. Okay, the next match is going to be starting at 8:45 Central European Summertime. I am going to take a very quick 2-minute break to have a glass of water and make sure that everything's going okay with the stream. I'll be back on, and my plan... Oh, look at that nice little live banner there. I will have a bit of time before the next one starts. The invites will be out at 8:40 p.m. Central European Summertime, so that's in about 10 minutes actually. So 2-minute break, then I'm going to do a dissection actually of the preliminaries, and we'll look at the teams. We'll look at Legion's route here, we'll look at LOCA's route here, and we'll look at the their next opponent's route here. And just in case you guys aren't reading the description, Legion are going to be playing First Alliance Clan Tag -1- at 8:45 p.m. and that is going to be very interesting. And bearing in mind that First Alliance, they've played another game. I'm not sure who they played. Check on the portal, on the Blitz Assistant app in game. You can find out who they played. You can find out what the score is as well. Certainly, I know that all of the teams that have just been playing are going to be checking the scores to see how their next opponent did against the game that they've just played. So Legion are going to see how First Alliance performed in that match. First Alliance are going to see that Legion only beat LOCA by 3-2, which is a much closer margin than one might have expected, given the kind of, the sort of general anticipation around Legion top team as reigning defending champions, so to speak. So let's see if I can give you some music to listen to just for 2 minutes, and also if I can find the preliminaries here. So let's see, we'll talk about Legion first. Et voila. I will be back in 2 minutes. Hang tight. Thanks for watching. Really, really great to have you here.
Kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns who dig. You dig.
Finish him!
Okay, I am back. Apologies for needing to take a break. I am, after all, only human. So what I wanted to do is just take a minute to talk about the themes that we're seeing this evening: Legion, LOCA, and First Alliance, and quickly analyze, in maybe the 5-minute window that we have now, before the invites come out, their road to the online finals for the European server World of Tanks Blitz Twister Cup. So having a look first at Legion, they had not a terribly difficult road here. Certainly Live, Tesher, and Win, who is next, are all very competitive esports clans. Tesher actually putting the only defeat against Legion in the whole preliminary series that they played. They had 2 fixtures in the first group stage, and then in the final stage they had 4. Probably maybe aware, but some of the top seeded teams, when the groups don't quite match up perfectly, a number of players for whatever reason, the top seeded teams get bumped forward. Like, instead of entering into the group in the quarterfinals, they'll play in the semifinals. I think that's a good system. I think that's a really good way the Wargaming run their tournament system. You know, it means, because certainly these guys against, you know, because particularly based in mind that the Twister Preliminaries were strongest versus weakest, having Legion kind of teams like, you know, Legion, R2K, First Alliance, Raid, having them come in at the very, very bottom when there's no need to, or it doesn't work in terms of the balance of teams and the matchmaker. It's a bit redundant. So they had not a very easy road, but also not a very, very difficult road here. And certainly, you know, who is, well, we are next, Wind, the clan, who is next, All Finnish clan, are no slouches, as we've seen from the Blitz Pro League, the BPL community tournament. But no, like, massive competition for Legion up until that match, in my personal opinion. But live, they had in the group stage. Then, if we look now for LOCA, there we go. Here we go. LOCA had, now Czech as a clan, they've got quite a good reputation in clan wars. That would have been a tough opponent for them, and LOCA dispatched them 2-0. HSDE, a German clan, they did quite well actually in the 2016 Twister Cup and the kind of early 2017, late 2016 tournament scene, but they've not been massively dominant in recent years. But other than that, LOCA had quite an easy run into the online finals, but they've just gone and lost 3-2, only 3-2. They really made Legion sweat for that victory just now. So, you know, although they might have had an easy run up in the preliminaries into the online finals, going 3-2 against Legion, losing 3-2 against Legion, it shows they deserve to be here at the end of the day. Certainly that first victory for LOCA made me do a bit of a double take. I was thinking, okay, yep, didn't see that one coming. So LOCA, definitely one to watch. It's still early days. They have another 13 matches to play. So anything can happen in terms of securing that one of the top 4 positions to go through into the double eliminations stage, the kind of the knockout part of the online finals. Now if we search for First Alliance. Now First Alliance had 2 teams. Cyborgs, who, although they didn't quite make the cut for the online finals, I'm sure these guys are going to be in the running at the Ascent tournament, bearing in mind that the top 8 of the upper echelon of the Ascent tournaments, the tier 9 and 10, they go through into their own kind of style tournament, similar to this one, with a chance for the wild card slot, which is quite a long, complex, convoluted process, but it's really great to see Wargaming expanding the number of teams in the offline finals from 4 teams from the previous 4 server regions to now 6 teams, including the new server region of China, which is a bit of a wild card in itself because no one has any idea what the meta is over there, and also a wild card slot, another team either from the European server region or the Russian server region. So Cyborgs, these guys, I bet you're seeing them. I bet you're seeing them in the Ascent tournament, but not so simple. First time we're seeing these guys' names. You probably know these guys from the battlefield, from the random games, ranked games, other tournament matches. Look at the win rates, the performances. They are a really dominant team. They've got a lot of history together. They've got a common language, really strong, close-knit group of tankers. Their road, actually, to the Twister Cup, the preliminaries, was quite tough. APA, good team, in my experience, my opinion, going 2-1. Argo, another very, very strong contender. And they also played live, and Elements, which are really, really good teams. But the invites here, I didn't want to miss it. Don't know if it disappears, so I thought I'd click it. So we're in. I'm going to click ready so we don't miss anything. And we can see everyone's hopping in, getting ready. Just a reminder, if you've tuned in just now, we have got a 5-minute stream delay. So there is no risk of anyone seeing their opponent's tanks. There is no risk of anyone kind of stream sniping their opponent in the game, because if you look to where your opponent's tank was 5 minutes ago, it's probably not the most useful piece of information available. And also, as I said before, these guys are all professional esports players, consummate professionals, and certainly they don't need to do that kind of thing to take home a victory. So First Alliance, a predominantly Russian-speaking clan. First time we're seeing them on this stream this evening, squaring up against Legion, the main team from the Legion clan that we all know and love from the Twister World Cups 2016, 2017, and even the professionals tournaments, where I believe they took it the second place slot on the European server. The clan banner is certainly in my garage. If you have a look in yours, you'll probably find it there too. So, we will be, this channel, this stream will be following the this Legion team's campaign through the round robin series at least, which is really, really good. Really, really looking forward to seeing these guys play. They and their opponents, all of their opponents, are world-class players. They're some of the best in the game. If you're new to the game and you don't really understand esports at all, that's fair. It's quite a complicated scene here on Blitz. Don't worry. Just look at the way these guys are playing. And it's a good place to start. If you're looking for where you want to kind of aim, where you want to be, these are the people you want to be watching play. Not only are these some of the best players individually, but the way they organize themselves as teams here is just absolutely astronomical. And some of the strategies, the amount of time and dedication and thought process that goes into the preparation for these teams, you know, I mean, not just getting the right people on the roster, but preparing, drawing up the strategies, testing them, working through them, changing them, learning them. It's really, I mean, if any of you play physical sports, I mean, rugby, football, tennis, cricket, whatever, you name it, you know that it involves a certain element of practice and rehearsal in order to hone your skills. And the exact same thing is true here. These guys work really hard to play at this level. And it's for me, it's an absolute pleasure to watch these kind of esports players duke it out head to head. But different set of maps here. So we're going into a supremacy game mode. These guys are going to be contesting 3 caps. So it's the first team to 1,000 points on the cap clock, or the team that kills all of the opponents that wins. It's a best of 5 series. So the first team to 3 victories wins the overall match, gets the point, and it's 1 point in terms of the round robin league for a win and 0 points for a loss. So it's best of 5. The first map is Dynasty's Pearl. It's a relatively new map. It's getting it's I would say it's kind of joining the older maps now. For Clan Wars, in my experience, it's not massively dynamic. I mean, I stand to be proved wrong. I'm not like these guys. I'm no expert when it comes down to these kind of strategic plays. I'm expecting to be surprised by what we see on the field here. But the meta on this map is relatively limited. But looking at the lineups here, Legion are going 7 heavies. There's a T57 Clipper, but the rest are the 113s, IS-7, IS-4. First Alliance going with a Mouse E100, double IS-4, double 113, and an E3, a TD. Okay, there is at least one other tank type in the lineup. In terms of armor and pushing power, First Alliance have the advantage here. They could be the more aggressive team, or they could be the team that is better at holding. But Legion are slightly more dynamic. They've got a bit more, a touch more mobility on the field. They don't have the turretless TD, they don't have the super heavy mouse, but they are lacking a bit in the kind of the alpha area, bearing in mind the E3 and the E100 that First Alliance are fielding can hit really hard with that 600 average alpha. So getting into the lineup, we have got First Alliance red team, South Spawn, minimap is in the bottom left hand corner, versus Legion blue team, North Spawn, top right hand corner of the minimap. Very exciting to see what happens here. I haven't seen First Alliance play live in quite a while, so it's going to be very, very refreshing to see what they do. And here we go. First Alliance going off to the right hand side of the map. This kind of park area with the fountain in the middle that you're seeing here, this is medium territory. No mediums on this map though, and it's got a lot of hull down options, a lot of positions for tanks to take, and play a waiting game. Legion on the other hand, clock face strategy here, going straight into the A-cap. We've got Papa Sten and Blast supported by Thomas and Gangdalf. Thomas is spotted, and he's got a blind shot off into, not a blind shot, off into anti-skill. And Legion with a quick cap here on A. Thomas taking a bit of incoming fire there, but Yuriki is going to secure B, and anti-skill, Vitalik and Godlike, they're getting the C cap. And now Legion have to work really hard in order to stop the B cap from being taken. If First Alliance can take this B cap, it's going to give them a huge advantage. It's going to give them an advantage in terms of cap pressure, and then they can sit back and defend, and that is going to be a very, very tough thing for Legion to dig out if First Alliance are able to hold that kind of hill area. Now, trading, well, the hit point advantage was in the favor of one, and they're trading more effectively here. Thomas, Blast, Oxbow, and Binny all bleeding HP, and there it is. There's the B cap for First Alliance. Great job by Yuriki, Godlike, Antiskin, and Vitalik. They're taking a bit of fire here on the way through, looking back across the table. And now Legion are in a very difficult position. And no, the T-57 here, he's not AFK. He is in the spawn, though. Legion have to make sure that they don't get cornered. And we're seeing a flex here. The IS-7, 113s, IS-4s, they're all rotating across, but they're spotted. We've got 4 Legion tanks spotted, so First Alliance are aware that a push is coming. Now First Alliance, look at the guns here stacked. You've got E100, he's pushing up into the B lane through the city. Unicum in the mouse anchoring down the central area. Binny pushing aggressively. Godlike going down. First kill to Legion. Great move. Binny's going down here. Vitalek's going to get the kill. No, he doesn't. He fluffs the shot. And there he takes more damage. Blast needs to rotate with Binny. Anti-skill finishing off Binny there. Guns going down. 1 gun down a piece. Legion with the hit point advantage. Can they trade effectively? Vitalek here looking very, very vulnerable. Papa Sten though, guns all around him. Blast has to finish off Vitalek. He has to on the reload, but Thomas gets the kill in. And Legion looking really strong here. There goes Unicum. What a brilliant move by Legion. Bringing all their tanks round. First Alliance caught totally out of position. Papa Sten finishing off Little Smile. Anti-skill here gonna get focused by, well, Yuriki takes down Papa Sten. Gangdalf and Oxbow. Gangdalf for the kill on anti-skill. Can he finish him off? Yes, he can. Now it's Yuriki and Vanacoin here. Full health E100, and I think that was a mistake by First Alliance. They rotated the E100 through the B lane, that central lane, and although he's on full health with potentially 2 one-shots now almost, he's just not going to be able to withstand this storm of fire. 4 guns, too many angles of fire to work upon. The cap point lead in the favor of Legion. Engie, with 2 shots in the chamber coming up behind Vanacoin. He's landed on him. Oh no, Engie with the ram kill, please, please, please. Oh, fantastic. There we go. Oh, that's just brutal. That's really mean. Oh, that they're not going to be happy about that. I honestly thought there that Legion were in a world of trouble when First Alliance got the B cap, but it was such a coordinated and the flex from Legion, the timing, the unison was great. And I don't know if the E100 had been there, if First Alliance had been a little bit differently positioned, could it have made a difference? I'm not 100% sure, but it's a 3.7k hit points inflicted advantage in the favor of Legion. Just an outrageous, an outlandish last kill there by NG in the T57. He didn't even like try and get the shots in. He said, "Okay, I'm on top of that tank. I can land on it and I can kill it by sitting on it." And that's, I mean, you know, if that isn't like in-game smack talk without typing, I don't know what is. So really great performance there by Legion. Almost feels like I'm watching a different team compared to the first games against LOCA. Maybe it was the nerves, maybe they needed warming up, but that was really something. That was a really, really good performance there by Legion. First Alliance, the ability to cap the medium cap and the central cap, really indicative of, you know, ability, strong performance, contenders. They've lost the first game, but still everything to play for. Spawns are switching now. It looks like Legion are taking a pretty much identical lineup to what they took before, keeping NG in the T57, and after that last kill, why not? First Alliance, on the other hand, dropping the E100 for the Panzer E100, keeping the E3, keeping the mouse, and triple IS4 and 1113, this Russian-speaking team favoring the Russian heavies over the Chinese heavies, which is a bit counter to the meta that we've seen from other teams in the tournament. Okay. I believe that the hit point advantage is going to be in the favor of First Alliance. I can't see the totals just yet. But between the mouse and the IS4s, notice actually 2 of the IS4s have got the HP boost and 1 has got the armor boost. Yes, so well, it's not much. It's a 500 HP advantage, which is almost negligible in the grand scheme of things. So First Alliance, once again, pushing towards the medium cap, the C area. Legion, again favoring this A cap strat. And what we've got here is Binny in the IS4. He is going to be the tip of the spear in terms of who First Alliance might encounter. Now, he might be trying to proxy spot B here. And let's see if we can't drop in. There we go. It's Antiscale and Yuriki at First Alliance with C. But Legion, it's Blast, and it would have been Thomas and Papasten there in the 113s, were able to cap A ahead of First Alliance capping C. This has given Legion the cap pressure. Once again, we are in the same position where Legion are in the city area, trying to stop First Alliance from capping the B cap. First Alliance need to cap the B cap without bleeding too much HP, but this time we've got the Mouse and Vanacoin here, these 2 super heavies. They're locking down the central lane. This is going to prevent Legion from pushing in effectively. First Alliance securing B once more. They did it much better the second time round, but Vitalik here, down to 844 HP, bleeding hit points. Antiskill as well, bleeding hit points. The T57 getting 2 shots off, taking 1 back in return. And it's Binny Legion coming around to support NG there in the T57. So good trading by Legion, but they weren't able to keep B secure. And now Legion are flexing once more. We're seeing pretty much the same game, but with the Legion executing the push from the other side. And look here at First Alliance. First Alliance know it's coming. We've got Vitalik, a little smile, anti-skill. They're ready. And I think Legion, unless they can pull this off in like just an amazing fashion, and a big hit there by the Panzer E100. I believe that was into Papasten. And Legion, it looks like the push is faltering. They're bleeding hit points. It's still neck and neck now in terms of hit points. And First Alliance, are they responding quick enough? Vitalik's going to get focused. It's 4-on-1. Papasten having to rotate. Gangdalf, Oxbow, and Thomas here coming round. Lots and lots of low hit point tanks. Can Antiskull go down? Yes, Papasten with the kill. Oxbow and Thomas, the full HP tanks pushing in. Thomas to finish Vitalik. That's 2 kills, 2 guns up for Legion. Really good performance over there on the edge. In the middle, it looks like it's First Alliance's game. They take down Blast. You've got Unicum, Vanacoin, Yuriki, Insight up against Binny and NG. NG's on the long reload. Papasten there playing hull down, stopping Yuriki from pushing across into his teammate. Little Smiles also gone down. There goes Insight. Vanacoin finishes off Papasten. It's 4 guns down for First Alliance, 2 guns down for Legion. Legion looking very, very strong again. NG's potentially, yeah, NG finishes, well, Binny finishing off Unicum there. Legion should have this one in the bag, but the cap points are looking very, very close. Yuriki finishes off Oxbow. I don't want to speak too soon. Okay. No. Legion surely have this one now. It is Vanacoin in the Jagdpanzer. He's got Binny behind him in the IS-4. Binny there with the kill. Really, same, almost identical to the first game. No audacious kill by NG though in the T-57. I'm surprised that First Alliance let that happen to them again. Really, really surprised. It was... look at the damage there by NG. 3.5k. Gangdalf in the 113, 3.5k. It's a 2.6k advantage in terms of damage inflicted in the favor of Legion, 4-1. So the trading, the focus fire that we saw there on the push far round into the medium side there in the very, very beginning of that push from the opposite side from the previous game. Superb. Really, really, really strong performance. But I mean, I question the logic of Legion rinsing and repeating the same strategy, but I think you have to blame First Alliance there for letting them do it twice. But really, if you rewatch the game, I think what you'll see is there's very little downtime between Legion being in a position and then making a decision. And this is something that I think is characteristic of all good teams. They don't hesitate. The battle commander, the BC, they make a call and then it's executed. They don't wait for the clock to tick down. They don't, unless it's part of the strategy, you know, like a last minute cap stop. They really focus on kind of putting the balance in their favor. And although First Alliance were able to get the cap lead, you know, secure 2 caps to Legion's 1 cap, both times Legion had the push, had the response, the coordination to deal with that. We're moving on to a new map now. Oasis Palms, definitely an old school map. It's had a reworking, but way, way back in the past. And let's see here. First Alliance looking very, very mobile indeed. Let's just wait until we see the lineups again. First Alliance, so it looks like... Okay, this is going to be an exciting game. First Alliance 268, double IS4, 113, double STV, and a bat chat. No prizes for guessing where they're going to be going. Probably CCAP. Legion, blue team, South Spawn, rocking a double IS4, triple 113, IS7, and an STB. Are going to be massively outplayed in terms of mobility by First Alliance. And this is a bold strategy by First Alliance because it's a bit of a glass cannon. These strong STBs, with the great gun depression, great hold down play, plus the mobility and vision and view range and camouflage of the Batcha, can be a really strong combination, but they're limited in terms of their effectiveness in the city area and close quarters. Gangdalf there spotted by Yuriki. Yuriki unspotted, uncontested. Papasten in the STB at risk of being isolated. Yuriki in the Batchat will cap C before Legion are able to cap A, I believe. No, Legion with stacking players into A have the cap advantage by the finest of margins. Now look at the play here. We've got Insight, Anti-Skill, IS4s up under B, proxy spotting the city area. No one can push onto B. And that would have worked for First Alliance if they'd managed to cap C. I think it was a mistake not sending an STB in to assist the Batchat, because Legion with the heavy tanks managed to, through the power of getting more tanks in the cap and making the clock tick over faster, get the cap lead by, I mean, like, we're talking half a second. So let's just try and get a good picture of the battlefield here. Gangdalf and Lefnut 113 IS4 locking down Legion's right flank as we see it. Binny and Oxbow IS7 IS4 locking down the left flank, and then it's Thomas, Blast and Papasten in the middle. Looking really, really strong here. Vitalik, the STB here, he's off wide. Now, First Alliance, if they play smart, can outtrade and bleed Legion down through the powers of view range and but it's going to be on First Alliance to deliver a push. And here we go. And it looks like First Alliance, this is the push we're talking about. We've got Little Smile, Anti-Skill, and Insight here. They are pushing in. Leftnut and Gangdalf in relative isolation, but Blast and Thomas flexing back across them. Anti-Skill being the brunt of the fire from Legion, but Gangdalf getting lots of fire taking in return. And Little Smile and Insight double tap. Good night, Gangdalf. What a shame there. But now Leftnut, he's having to pull back. IS4, he's got the rock cover in front of him. Could do a good job here, but 5 guns. Vitalik and the SDB on the other side of the map taking some damage there. Pay attention to the hit point pool bars here. But Leftnut is about to go down in a big way. Vitalik finished off 1 gun down apiece. Legion still with the advantage. Leftnut by some miracle holding on here. Vanakoy and Unicum pushing past him. Yuriki in the back chat with the kill. Thomas, Blast and Papa Sten and Binny now having to resist the push. And Oxbow coming around on the flank. All the guns are in this corner, I believe. And there, Oxbow and Thomas finish off Little Smile Vanacoin. If Legion take this, they'll win the best of 5 series. But Thomas goes down to Yuriki. And Yuriki of 2 in the chamber bounces one on Binny. He's got 1 more to go. Gets there, Binny taking 2 taps. Anti-Skill bouncing one off by Oxbow on the back. Everything to play for, all burning down around the A cap. It's 4 guns from Legion onto 3 guns from First Alliance. First Alliance down by about 3,000 hit points and losing another gun. Now it's 3 on 2. The fight's still in the favor of Legion. Papa Sten working that STB and the ridgeline beautifully. And the call is Unicum. Blast, Oxbow focusing him down. There he goes. Now it's Insight 1 on 3. And Legion look to be taking this set against First Alliance 3-0. A clean slate victory for them. Insight, is it going to be Papa Sten with a hit? Yes, it is. Blast with a kill. No, Papa Sten's going to finish him. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. And really great move there by Legion to get the cap fractionally ahead of First Alliance, because it looked by the strategy, the First Alliance having their IS-4 stacked under B, it looked like First Alliance were kind of banking on getting the cap advantage and forcing Legion to come to them. But that didn't happen. Legion didn't need to push B. It was First Alliance who had to push. And Legion did a great job of retaining their hit point pool and really forcing First Alliance to... It cost First Alliance too much on the push. And then the focus fire, I think, you know, the amount of practice that Legion have been putting in here at the end of the day really comes to show. And the coordination, the history that these guys have, really being a factor. Blast in the 113, 3.2k. Papa Sten in the STB, 4.2k. A great game he played. A brilliant job, especially out there on that flank in the only medium of Legion. 1, not getting isolated, and 2, being able to consistently output damage throughout the game. Fantastic performance. So commiseration to First Alliance. They had a really, really tough series there. Up against the reigning Twister World Cup champions, and this is a really, really good start for Legion. So if we have a look at the chart here, okay, so we've got the first results in. So from the first series of games this evening, Ready to Kill, Raid, Legion, and Big Game, Team Fearless. I'm going to keep calling them Team Fearless now. The other team from Legion all took the first series, which is a great performance, great start. And let's actually see First Alliance. Who did they lose to in the first round then? So First Alliance losing to Raid and Legion. It's a bit of a dent in the start of their campaign, but they still have 12 more games to play. There's 6 more days of Twister Cup round robin action. So certainly nothing is written in stone. So thank you so much for tuning into the stream. I hope you've been watching through Wargaming's online portal, so you can earn those Twister coins, unlock those crates, and get all the good stuff and all the rewards. Just a shout out as well, talking about the streams that you can watch. Myself, Rolling Swarm, I am going to be covering Legion, the main team that we've seen this evening, led by Thomas, and their campaign. So I'll be streaming all of their games. Rib, R1B from the Raid clan, is going to be streaming all of Raid's games. So he covered their match, their first match versus First Alliance this evening, and also the game that's just happened now versus R2K. And he'll be streaming all of Raid's games throughout the round robin phase. Ammonet is following Ready to Kill. So she covered their first game versus Rez and is covering their game right now versus Raid. So if you're looking to follow Ready to Kill, do check out her channel. And she will have, Ammonet will have all of the streams for the R2K games. And then Mario will be covering Easy, the European All-Stars All-Star. Their first game this evening versus Team Fearless. That's a big game, Legion's other team. And also Clan LOCA. So huge thank you for watching the stream, tuning in with me this evening. The next stream, the next European Server Twister Cup Online Finals Round Robin is going to be held this week, Thursday, same time. I'll be starting the stream a little bit before the matches start, having a bit of a spiel, making sure everything's up and running perfectly smooth. So really looking forward to seeing you then. Have a wonderful evening, have some great games of tanking, go play some ranked matches, get some Twister coins, and yeah, thanks very much.